Welcome to another video, my second today, and the reason why I'm bringing this video is because Bitcoin has had a flash crash literally within the hour, and it's at a very crucial stage right now. If you watch my earlier video, I literally posted it a couple of hours ago. If you watch my earlier video, you will see that I was basically saying that it looked like a good time to buy. And the reason why is because there was a nice green candle signifying that Bitcoin had bounced off of its support level. It basically was the previous resistance level of 6,800, and it had touched that mark and gone right up. And the altcoins hadn't caught up with it, and it was a good time to buy altcoins. However, since that video and literally in the last hour, there is some breaking news. Let me just make sure I'm live and all that ye old stuff. Yes, I is live. Hey peeps, good stuff. Good to see you here. So, why? Well, basically what's happened is this CoinDesk article that has just literally launched saying that SEC, basically the guys who can approve or reject an ETF and of course delay it, have actually delayed the CBOE Bitcoin ETF decision until September. This is exactly what I believed would happen. However, it was likely that this news would come up in a few days' time, but it has actually apparently been announced. So, the US Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC for short, has delayed a decision on a proposed Bitcoin ETF, pushing its final determination ahead by more than a month. So a month is obviously around about on average 30 days, and they have got a 45-day period by which to actually respond. So in an order published on August 7th, today obviously, officials at the agency wrote that they are giving themselves more time to deliberate on whether to approve what would be the first exchange-traded ETF product of its kind in the US. It's perhaps unsurprising, given in the past, SEC officials have always used their statutory powers to push back decisions on ETFs in the past. So, accordingly, the Commission designates September the 30th. The 30th, so quite a while in the future, September the 30th, 2018, as the date by which the Commission shall either approve or disapprove. Approve or disapprove. There's two choices. There is not an option to delay again. So this is actually saying there is going to be a decision on the 30th. There is or is not going to be a CBOE ETF, just to confirm, on the 30th of September. Okay, so, well, there were 100 comments, and undoubtedly, like was said before, 97% positive. So it's a damage to confidence. It's a damage to confidence. Now, the critical level is falling below this support line, which is 6,000, around about 6,850. So at the moment, you can see that it did flash crash. It flash crashed down to 6,862 at its absolute lowest. So $12 or thereabouts above the support level. Okay, going below the support level means that it's got to find another support level. So probably back down to here, which was the last previous support in the early 6,000s. Now, it's doing quite well. It has gone down 687 while we were online. But the testing time is 685. Okay, 685. So that is what we are hoping it doesn't go below. So what that would signify is there's still confidence. However, you know, the crashes, there's basically a flash crash where people are selling, but it's not gone below that. So the flash crash has obviously occurred because it's negative news. Okay, it's not positive news, it's negative. Well, it's not negative. It's kind of not really one or t'other, but it's more negative than positive because it's like a damage to confidence, right? So what's possibly happening are people are selling because it's, you know, the potential for an ETF is likely to happen next month, end of next month. So that's a lot of time, a 45-day or thereabouts period by which the Bitcoin price can still move. Now let's have a look at how this has affected altcoins. So Mexico. So let's have a look. Earlier, Ethereum was about $410. Now it's $391. This is behind. Quite clearly, this is behind. Okay, so this isn't getting it necessarily from one source. It's getting it as an average of sources, 6,960, which is actually a whole $100 more than is being reported live. Okay, so it looks like it's about to enter 686. So, anyway, going down, having a look, earlier was still a good opportunity to buy at SAT profits. SAT profits. So let's have a look and see how this has affected SAT profits. So we can see quite a lot more red. Okay, quite a lot more red. Cardano is not as red as it was earlier. Let's just have a look at the Cardano price. 12.9 cents, but obviously Bitcoin has gone down quite a lot. So therefore, Cardano isn't as good a Satoshi buy, but it is still, but it's a better fiat buy. If fiat is your end game, it's a better fiat buy. Let's have a lucky work. 744 people watching. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at what you guys are saying. So I'm just going to get it up on Ye Old Mobile and keep it. So basically, you can't see my face right now. You can't see my face. Okay, so the reason for that is because it is dark. Okay, so it's not a good time really to show one's face because the green screen won't be, the green screen won't be invisible. So this is a good time to have some conversation, guys. Paddington Bear is here apparently. So yeah. Le possess. So let's see what you guys say. Let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, Millie's in here. Hey, Mill. Oh no. Good evening, Karan. Sebastian Schaller is here. Buy the dip. Ash. Barry. Chris. Freetarian. Car Vertical going live today. Well, that could not have happened at a worse time, frankly. Neo was $26, now $25. So let's just have a look at the state of play. Okay, so Ethereum 391. This may have dropped. CoinMarketCap may have caught up. It's not caught up yet. XRP is under 40 cents. Bitcoin Cash well below $700. EOS now under $7, well below $700. $6.77. Who would have thought that a couple of months ago when EOS was really, really going for it? Stellar 23 cents. Litecoin, it's not too bad. Cardano 12.9. IOTA 76 cents for IOTA. That is insane. Tron, well, no one really cares about Tron. Ethereum Classic, well, that pumped and dumped the other day on Coinbase News. Neo, we've spoken about. Dash is under $200,000 for a Dash masternode right now. However, if you were converting a Bitcoins to get a Dash masternode, then it's probably not as good as it was earlier. But anyway, carrying on. VeChain is largely unaffected. Because now it's got a very large supply, it would take quite a lot to affect it. Zilliqa 5.1 cents. Congratulations. Ontology, $2.23. God damn. That's so good. Let's, Nano 158. R-Chain, can you believe that? It's 58 cents right now. Unbelievable. Walton, $3. This was well over 30. This was over $40 once upon a time. So it's 10x downwards. It's basically in negative equity. Let's see. Holochain's insanely cheap. Power Ledger's hardly moved. Let's have a look at the next 100. This next 100 typically goes unacknowledged in this, in my podcast, so or in my live streams. Null's 181. I remember when that was $2, just under $2.30, and it was a very good buy. So again, even cheaper. This is great for making fiat profits. Okay. So if you haven't got money already in Bitcoin that's now dwindled because the price is, well, actually the price of Bitcoin's gone up slightly. So it keeps bouncing off that support level, which is very, very positive. It went down to nearly under 6870, but it has bounced back. That shows very strong support. So what it's saying to me is that even though this is not positive news, it hasn't been looked at as, right, this is downright negative, game over Bitcoin. but there is still time. The news is seeping through. You're probably hearing it for the first time right now. And if you're just joining, this is the reason why. The SEC delays the CBOE Bitcoin ETF decision to September. Okay, so we were waiting. Hopefully we were going to hear some news on the 16th of August, which was the initial proposed decision date. But today, in an order published by the SEC, they are giving themselves more time to deliberate. Okay, so this is what I said would happen anyway. Okay, this is what I said would happen. I truly believe that the SEC likes to delay and give themselves some more time to think. Now, it could be the case because I'm very much a conspiracy thinker. I do think along the lines of, was 9/11 a conspiracy? Is the first moon landing a conspiracy? I like to believe in these conspiracies. And it could be the case that very early on, whales were aware of this and the price tanked. Okay, and now this is the after effects. This is the, I suppose, the effect of it being now more well known in mainstream. But, and it's a big but, okay, essentially the system is corrupt. All right, now I know a lot more than I can probably say in a podcast and won't say. However, a lot of these things are manufactured, okay? This could have been the case a while ago. An official order has been published today, but the news of which could have been known in wider circles, big finance circles. It could have been. And what we had here was a sell-off up here when Bitcoin was looking to challenge the 200-day moving average, which would have been the next resistance mark. If it had gone through that, it would have been excellent. But it never quite happened. So you never know what influenced that decision. We will never know. Okay, we will never know. Okay, however, the official news has gone out today. This could be planned, So the people who sold up here and down here and down here, basically, essentially the whales that sold could, in fact, be, they could be manufacturing this news. You never know who's behind the whale's action, and who can be affected by that, essentially. And I'm not saying whether it's true or not. Again, this is just conjecture and me liking conspiracy theories. But it could be the case that whoever is behind this, whoever instigated the publishing of this, not necessarily Miao Shen, could have known something. And this is just a timely publishing, so the people that sold up here can buy more down up here, dollar cost average it in case it goes down a little bit more and goes through this support line. And if you're not massively au fait with support and resistance lines, support lines are, the bottom and resistance lines are the top. If the price of a cryptocurrency, in this instance Bitcoin, breaks out of a resistance line, that's a bullish momentum, okay? It breaks out. If it breaks below, it's a breakdown. This is essentially a bearish move, okay? And it's not done that, okay? But there's still potential. This is very new news for the retail investors and probably some whales who didn't know about it, who aren't in the inner circle. Let's have a look and see if CoinMarketCap has caught up, because if we have a look, 248 billion market cap. So it's really only gone down like 8 billion since earlier. That's not a huge amount. That is not a huge amount for a flash crash in the market. By the way, peeps, remember, smash up yield likes. Smash them up, because, that will get more people knowing, what's going on, essentially. Still feel like ontology is still overvalued. Well, at the end of the day, you could say that about any cryptocurrency, but the value is the value. The value is what people think is the value, and ontology has gone up to, nearly $10. So, there's very little you can say on that. It's a subjective opinion if you think something's overvalued. It's subjective no matter who says it. Well, I say it, Charlie Lee says it, Vitalik Buterin says it. If they say they think something's overvalued, that is just a subjective opinion. No one can no one can be gospel. No one is gospel. But this is good. This is good for buying. Okay, this is good for buying. Somebody said it in my video earlier. Somebody said, these things are good because, if you want to buy things cheap, you're going to miss these bearish things because people are going to FOMO if the decision is approved. Now, let's talk about this, okay? So if you're just joining, welcome. Good to see you. There's 916 people. So if you're just joining, basically right now, the market has crashed about $8 billion, which is not a huge amount. And Bitcoin has crashed from, well, I say corrected, pulled back from 7,150 or so earlier. Okay, 7,150 or so earlier. And the reason why it's happened in such a short space of time is because of this breaking news. The SEC delays the VanEck, partnered up with SolidX, which is basically the CBOE, Bitcoin ETF decision until September. Okay, so they today have publicly published an order saying that they are going to be making a decision to approve or disapprove on the September the 30th the decision to grant an ETF. So it's one way or the other. There's not going to be people have been saying, the 21st of February, basically fudding and not knowing shit. Well, this is saying almost guaranteeing a decision either way. Shall approve or disapprove on the 30th or at the 30th of September 2018. So this says to me, and I knew this was going to happen because they do like to delay things. However, I have found that on previous delays, other than obviously previous ETFs, because there's never been an ETF that has been approved, that sometimes it goes on the positive. Now, the CBOE has got a very high chance because of the insurance they are giving to investors, institutional investors. Institutional investors can essentially invest in Bitcoin without having to buy it on Coinbase, put it in a hardware wallet or some form of wallet to protect it. Instead, they just give their money. They're just like, take my money. You know that meme? Take my money. That's what they're saying. Take my damn money, and I want to be invested in Bitcoin. The customers of CBOE, as well as many other investment institutions, want to invest in Bitcoin because this is the next generation wealth generation asset class. Okay, so the demand is very high. So I think that the fact that they have postponed the decision is a good thing, as opposed to rejecting. If they had disapproved it today, then we would see prices well below this. But on the positive side, basically what we have got is these trend lines, the support and resistance, okay? And what we are looking for Bitcoin price not to do is fall below a previous resistance. Now it's support, a previous resistance marker about 6,850. If it goes below that, then we could be seeing it fall further to the next resistance mark, which is more than likely the previous bottom, which was about 5,700, I suppose. Could go down to this, around about 6.1s, the 6.1s. I remember when it was staying around about 6.1. It could go to its previous bottom, all right? And although we like bottoms, we won't necessarily want this bottom to occur. So let's see what you guys are saying. What do you think? We got Christine in the house. We got Charles Fuchs in the house. Fuchs as opposed to the K. 880 is in the house. Charles Fuchs used to say such good stuff. Now all he's really doing is fudding. So should I get rid of him? That is the question. The voice made me laugh, dude. Ontology and Elastos. Oh, Omnitude is apparently on CoinMarketCap. Now, Omnitude came out the other day. Very bad timing for anything going in. But 9 cents. 9 cents. So it has dramatically fallen, I believe, from its ICO price, which is about 40 cents, I believe. Bad timing. Very bad timing. Sometimes you can't, you have no control over it. Someone's paying $5. What's this? In March, I dropped 2,200 on Ripple, Substratum, EOS, Neo, and Stellar. Now it's worth 600. And September, do you think I will break even or gain? Well, at the end of the day, what a lot of people do is they are investing, and you have invested Ripple, Substratum, Neo, EOS, and Stellar. Most of those are in the top 25. In fact, most of them are in the top 15, except for Substratum. So those are the ones that are the safest. Okay, Substratum probably less so safe. However, a tactic to do, because I don't give financial advice, but a tactic to do is dollar cost average. So if you bought at that point, then, and that was back in March, so you're not lost a great deal compared to the people that lost in January, February. However, you dollar cost average it, you buy it on the way down, and you buy bigger amounts when it's at lower prices, which means you essentially have averaged it out over the long term. So thus making a likely better profit when the bulls return. And I'm confident they will return. I'm confident, 60% confident an ETF will get approved. Now this has, I suppose in my opinion, this has made it go up to 65% because they haven't outright said no. They have outright said no to Winklevoss and a few other people. So they haven't outright said no. So that means they are waiting for, maybe just they want some more time. Okay? They want some more time to think about it. So, that is essentially the state of play right now. What did you think about INCX? Interesting is what I thought. I think they're looking to launch about 12 fiat pairs. It's an Indian, it's a cryptocurrency exchange for a global cryptocurrency exchange, but they have Babu, who's the founder of Zebi. He is one of the advisors of INCX. So I saw them. I wouldn't invest in them personally, but I think that they... Sebastian Schuller says, Suppo for PM. Thank you very much. Suppo, can you tip me 1k? I think the amount of tips I have given, not financial advice, just to put it out there in case anybody of a regulatory or legal standpoint is watching, waiting for me to slip up. The non-financial advice-based tips I have given undoubtedly would have been worth more than 1k. So, just keep with the Suppo, man. There we are, Marble Arch. Remember, smash up ye old likes, by the way, peeps. Likes are the bread and butter of YouTube, as well as engagement. So make sure you smash ye old likes. And if you have not subscribed to me for whatever reason, make sure you smash that subscribe button. So just to once again reiterate, earlier I was bringing a live stream. It was around about when Bitcoin was at this price, 7,121. And Bitcoin has subsequently lost over $200 in its value as a result of this news, which is that the SEC have delayed a decision on the ETF, just to once again reiterate for those of you watching live. Now, I do want to have a look and see how things are doing generally, because last I looked, the market hadn't caught up. 6,959. They have not caught up with the real-time price, which is, I believe, closer to this. So a good $60 less than what they've got here. So there we are, peeps. That is the state of play today on radio version of Savage. Well, I say radio. It's like radio with visuals, but you can't see my face. So it does feel a bit like a radio edition. But, and it's a big but, we are seeing some beautiful prices. Now, these prices make my pockets itchy. This makes me want to spend. Now, you may think, well, Suppo, over the course of the next month and a half, the price could go down further. There could be further bad news. However, Bitcoin's holding strong against the resistance level. So, fiat perspective, we are seeing some really nice... We're seeing prices that essentially look very similar. Let's just... coin market cap. Let's just go back and have a look and see how things were doing just under a year ago. So let's go to Tools, Historical Snapshots. This is where we can get a good overview on how prices were looking the last time we had some breaking news, which was when there was the China FUD incident. So that was around about early September. So let's have a look. Early September last year. Okay. Now, some of the prices are comparable, to be honest. Litecoin was 61, nearly a year ago. And currently it is... Oh, I've gone on to the second page, haven't I? Oh, don't you just love live editions? Oh, Ubex have apparently said Ian Bellina have said this is going to the moon. And Ian Bellina has said that these guys are a scam as a result. So never believe everything you read. $71 is what Litecoin is currently. Now, if we go back to September, $61. Dash was more expensive in September than it is right now. So we are really seeing some incredible prices. We are seeing some incredible prices. Now, you're probably saying, well, Suppoman, you know, in a whole year, prices have gone down from last year. But, right, an ETF would be the single most important thing to happen to the cryptocurrency market. Certainly in my existence. You know, the futures was obviously relatively significant. However, you know, the ETF is taking it to a whole completely new level. Because an ETF is essentially unlocking trillions into the market. Trillions. So where we see a current market cap of 246 billion, we are likely to go towards the trillions as a result of an ETF. So what you really have to consider... Oh, yeah, this blockchain cruise. I could be going to that. I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, so an ETF would single-handedly push everything into a different stratosphere to what they are now. So you've got to think about this asset class, it being still in its very early stages. Some prices have moved on, some haven't. But you want to be in a good position, fiat-wise, for sure, when... And it is a when, in my opinion, an ETF does go through, because it's going to absolutely spike everything up. So, now if we just have a look at the ye old live chat, look, we are going to see... You're awesome, bro. Thank you. Chrome Away. Chrome Away is one of the big investments being made by 100x Partners, which is owned by Ian Bellina, or headed by Ian Bellina. So they're big on Chrome Away. Very big. I love butts. Who doesn't? Who doesn't? Who doesn't like a nice thick butt? Suppo and his butts. Look at this erupting chat. 945 people. Congratulations. While you are on here, people, smash that like. Hey, Suppo, it was a wonderful meeting you in India. Awesome meeting you too. Awesome meeting you too. I met so many amazing people in India. Keep up the good work, Suppo. I'm still up over 900% because I bought at a bear market, sold in December, Jan. Good thinking. You know, I know a tactic. My tactic, you're probably saying, Superman, you know, how do you unlock profits? Do you ever take a profit? It's rare. It's rare because I stay in things for the long term and I don't short, I don't swing trade. I used to, you know, if you watched me over a year ago, you would have seen that I mainly traded. And I made some great trades, and I think a lot of you guys, if you were watching me back then, made a few great trades because of me, like Digibyte and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I'm an investor now because I see the long-term picture. And I think that to sell now would be idiotic. You know, yeah, we do have flash crashes. We're seeing one right now. You know, and these are great times to make profits if you are a trader, a swing trader or whatever. However, the time to sell is in bear markets. And then the time to buy is in... No, sorry, the time to sell is in bull markets. The time to sell is like in a December, January type situation. And then the time to buy is like a now situation, or back in like May, June time when Bitcoin went back to 5,700. That is the time to buy. Okay? Buy in the lows, sell at the highs. Okay? So my personal position, there are a few cryptocurrencies. I'm not going to say what right now. Leave me in the comments, let you know which ones you think I want to get rid of. I think you guys pretty much know what I like and what I'm invested in. But there are quite a few cryptocurrencies I'm looking to ditch. But I'm not going to ditch them now because that would be idiotic. You ditch them in a bull market and then you buy what you want in a bear market. Okay, so right now, great time to buy the likes of Cardano. But I mean, I've got like 6-7 figures of Cardano. Okay. Let's say 7 figures of Cardano. You know, because I keep buying it and keep buying it and keep buying it. Because I know one day it's going to smash $1 by a long way. I personally predict $5 to $10. So what you do is you ditch the shit in a bull run. You don't ditch it in a bear run. Even if you don't like it, even if you hate it with such passion, you get rid of it in the bull market. Just hold it until a bull market, because everything goes up in a bull market. Everything. Okay, the best ones go up higher, but the shit ones even go up. You know, Electronium and shit will go up in a bull market, right? And then you ditch them then, and then you wait for another crash to happen, and then you buy again. That's what you do. IOTA 7, it's just brilliant. Some of these prices are amazing. I was looking at these prices with a guy called Manish, who was actually staying in a hotel with me, and he was telling me what he liked and didn't like and what he was going to do. And I personally thought that his strategy was excellent. $5 to $10 Cardano, I think, is a given when an ETF comes in, because it is going to likely be included in other ETFs. Okay, other ETFs such as top 10 ETFs or infrastructure ETFs or low risk cryptocurrency ETFs. You know, so with numerous ETFs are going to include Cardano, like they will the top 10. Okay, so therefore, I think that is going to pump Cardano. And of course, if they continue to be timely with their updates and they stay technologically advanced and stay competitive, this would easily go $5 to $10 in my personal opinion. You know, so, but it's going to be a waiting game. Icon, 89 cents. Congratulations. A lot of people got Icon when it was like $12, so that is a massive loss. Anyway, I don't want to stay on too much longer. But just to reaffirm, I know you guys are hearing this for the upteenth time, but if you are just joining, Bitcoin has crashed and altcoins, it's a flash crash. It's not crashed. Crash is a fall of epic magnitude, but that's not happened. But it has fallen $200 since earlier, $250 or so since earlier, because of this news, which is that the SEC have delayed the CBOE Bitcoin ETF. So that is the news of today. So, what do you think, peeps? What do you think? Pompit. He bought the zip. Lord the dip. Lord ETF FUD. I don't care for the futures market. I understand how it works, obviously. Buy at the low, sell at the top. Yes, but 95% of people don't do that. Thank you, Karan. I love you too. Do you think the market will range? I don't really get that. Don't understand what you're on about. Morpheus Network, I never liked. Never got in. I think they had some kind of smart contract bug, which meant they had to hard fork it or something. And a load of people got refunds. Last I looked, Morpheus Network was like 12 cents, 12.9 cents, and I think it was just what's the word? It was just it's gone up a bit. It's gone up a bit. I think that all the tokens have been unlocked and people are buying it, the new tokens. But I personally don't like it. So, but it's doing well against everything else, which at the moment is a massive load of red in the market. You know, so Morpheus is doing quite well in spite of that. Well, Pundy X, as Ian Bellina calls them, the gift that just keeps giving continues to give. I think in the top 100, it's probably one of the biggest. Yes, biggest by over 2x the next one, which is Zcoin. Wanchain's gone up some, $1.23. So this actually went below, and all the people that said, "Oh, you're never gonna get $1.50 Wanchain. What are you on about, Superman? You're nuts. You're a retard, Superman." Well, the proof's in the pudding. Went nearly under $1. I think it may have gone under $1. Elastos, $10. So there are a few that are still in the positive, and I think people are buying altcoins due to this little flash crash. So let's see if there's anything else, anything others, as Suppoman likes to say, in the news today. 933 people watching. Have you smashed ye old like? If you're not smashing it, you are a fool in my opinion. Remove yourself from being in the fool category and smash that like right now. Right now. Just do it. And let's see if anything's happening on CoinDesk. Stupidly, this article is still the mark. This is still like, oh, what do you think is going to happen with, are they going to make an ETF decision? That's still the headline article. this should definitely come here. You know, this, you know, Bitcoin lies 7.4. You see, it could be said that this article inflated prices, helped the confidence go back up for then the subsequent article. But then I'm a nice conspiracy believer. You know, I don't believe, I know a lot about what happens in cryptocurrency markets that I'm not at liberty to say. But I know a lot of things that happen in cryptocurrency that, you know, the mainstream, you know, are not really aware of. And things aren't normally what they seem. And it could be the case that, you know, gave positivity only for this to come in next. But, you know, the innocent-minded may think, oh, you know, it's completely you know, it's completely unrelated. I'm sure that they are, you know, legitimately posting about the news as they know it. But, you know, all I'll say is that all is not as it seems. Now, this is worrying. If you're just joining, this is worrying news to the 829 people watching. Okay, it's fallen below. Now, as soon as it hit 6850, it has had a quite aggressive plummeting down. 6800 now. Is it going to go into 67 very shortly? It has. It has gone into 67. So it has now gone below the support line. So essentially, this is a breakdown. That is not news because that's not good news because as you can see, that essentially puts prices into free fall. It's a little bit like when Bitcoin broke through the resistance mark. That put it into, it had a nice impulse green candle that took it to 8,000, 8,500 the last time it broke through resistance. Now I am personally hoping that we are not going to see a mirroring on the negative side of Bitcoin now going to its next support line, which could be 5.9, could be 5.7, at worst. Could be 6.1, but I'm going to err on the side of caution because, essentially, the article which is in question in today's episode, this article, namely, is not negative news. Into your mindset, this is not negative news. However, as the news continues to treacle and get spread across networks, people are going to be fearful. There are two basic emotions which drive any market, shares, commodities, precious, you know, commodities, minerals, and that is those two basic emotions are greed and fear. Greed makes stuff like this happen, and fear makes stuff like this happen. Okay, this is not new news. But the fear is being felt because, of course, people assume the worst. People assume, right, okay, this is a negative event. Okay, and it's sent the price now going now towards 6.6, and very quickly. We are currently live watching the price hitting its lowest in the last, well, quite some time, to be honest. Quite some time the price was last here, all the way back at mid-July. So it's free falling. Look, it's pretty much in free fall mode. You know, it's now going to hit 6.6, and there it is. There we have it, peeps. There we have it. Now let's see if this is reflected on CoinMarketCap. No. So anybody that uses CoinMarketCap on the desktop right now is going to be completely in the dark and think, oh, nothing's really happening. You know, if you use the app, which is what I essentially found out, I was like, why the hell has Bitcoin gone below 7,000? And I looked, and this was the first news article that I came across. And now it's sent it into free fall. Look, 6677. It's now bounced off 6677. But there's every likelihood that it's going to go down. The power players get in. Now, you're probably saying to me, oh, Suppoman, maybe the power players haven't got in yet. The price has to go essentially down to, you know, down to the 4,000s for, you know, for cryptocurrency to recover. That's what a lot of people have been saying. People are saying it has to go down for it to go up. Now, I have heard, I'm not going to say this is absolutely true, but I've heard from a source I trust that personally helped broker a deal for George Soros. So George Soros did an OTC investment, apparently, of well over 100,000 bitcoins, which is a ginormous sum, at the 6,000 mark. He invested OTC 100,000 bitcoins. And I would be very surprised if he's, I'd be very surprised if he made that decision without being very well educated that the price is unlikely to drop down to under six after that point in which he invested, which was after the 5,700. So basically what I'm saying is that my personal opinion is that this is not negative news. Negative news would be SEC disapproves Van Eck Solid X Bitcoin ETF decision. Instead, it's delaying it. Now, they have delayed it. They have delayed decisions to make positive final decisions later. Okay? So we are going to get a yay or nay on September the 30th. All right? That is very likely to be the case. Extraordinarily likely to be the case, peeps. So, so there we are. But that's, again, my own personal opinion. Delayed is not a bad thing. You're very right, Dasfire. It is not it's not a bad thing. Let's see. Who's trolling? Who is... Alright, so... Who's trolling? There's quite a few trolls. But, that is what happens in the cryptocurrency market. In a very immature market, that is what happens. You do get trolls because most people don't know what the fuck they are talking about. Okay, so that is just essentially the state of play. JJ43. Okay. Bye JJ. Anything others? I agree with you, Kyle. I feel like being delayed was a given. I said this. I was very confident, extremely confident, and I said it in every time I talk about an ETF. I think it's going to be delayed because they like to think about it. And they are making a very, very, very significant decision for the cryptocurrency market. I mean, if they say yes, that is going to be the biggest and most significant decision ever in cryptocurrency to date. All right? So they're not going to make it willy-nilly. They're not just going to make it because, they're given a deadline, August the 16th. They're not just going to make it. They need time. They need to deliberate over all of the small details, the market manipulation, the liquidity currently in the market, the safekeeping and custody, the volatility. They need to make sure that everything, there's an answer for everything. And then they will say yes, hopefully. Although, on another side of the equation, it is within their best interest to not let it happen. But let's not think about that. We don't want the centralized system. Essentially, it is corrupt if they say no, because they want the centralized system to continue, for governments to have power, banks to have power, for trust to keep dwindling, and it's a centralized decision if that is the case. If they actually care about people, which a lot of these places should be, this should be at the best interests of people, and that's what decentralization ultimately is. It's a build of trust, which we don't have with current centralized systems. They should approve it. So I personally am therefore bullish. And I spoke to a number of very influential, very well read, very well known, very knowledgeable people in the space in India. And it was 60-40. If some said no, some said yes. Most said yes. So I'm on the positive. So by the way, guys, if you haven't yet, stop delaying and smash that goddamn like button, will you? Let's have a look and see how many likes. There's 800 and something people watching. So I expect there to be 800 likes. And there are 390. So stop being weak and smash that like button for God's sake. Anyway, We have seen the price crash to... We saw it live, peeps. You were here. You saw it. You saw it. It went to 6677. It has bounced up $50 since that point. So, you know, spoke too soon. But, you know, it has broken down, which is slightly worrying. So we're just going to have to wait and see how it goes. So I'm going to remain a bit vigilant. I'm going to halt on buying activity because really I want to buy when Satoshi levels are favourable, and at the moment they're not. They could be very good fiat-wise. Fiat-wise, they could be very good. So, but I tend to buy good favourable Satoshi prices for altcoins. So everything other than Bitcoin, essentially. Everybody knows what an altcoin is, you know. I know you guys aren't stupid. You follow me, ultimately, so, you know, therefore you're not stupid. Unless you follow me to hate, in which case you probably are stupid, in which case, listen, altcoins is everything but Bitcoin. Anyway, so, there it is. So we're at exactly 6,700. So we're just going to have to wait and see. Hold tight, peeps. Just watch it. Well, I mean, I'm holding tight, obviously. Obviously, you guys do what you have to do. I don't give financial advice. That's my personal opinion. But I am personally going to wait and see what happens. By hold tight, I mean wait. I don't mean hodl. Although I am hodling. Anyway, I've appreciated you guys being here, joining me on another epic live episode. Thank you, Fadam EF. Thank you for your like. I appreciate it. And I believe that's it, peeps. So, good night, the Larker. Just live talk about everything. Get rid of the trolls. Yes, indeed. That's what Suppoman does. Suppoman does not tolerate trolls. Suppoman has a zero tolerance rule when it comes to trolls. And you may say, oh, that goes against decentralization. Decentralization is about lack of censorship, blah, blah, blah. Well, on the current networks that I operate in, it does exist. So, you know, ultimately, you know, if you troll, you get dealt with, essentially. Suppoman likes to deal with the people who don't play by Suppo's rules. Anyway, peeps. Let's see if CoinMarketCap has caught up. For God's sake, please catch up. Stop being so lame. 6.9, what the hell? It really has not caught up. That is pretty terrible. When am I coming to NYC? I don't know. I don't know. It depends on what's around at that time. This is just manipulation. It's not, well, it is and it isn't. You know, as I've said, you know, going back to the ye old conspiracy arguments, you know, manipulation exists in many forms. One of which being that the people that are whales do control the news to some extent. And this could be an element of control. However, facts are facts. The SEC have delayed their decision. So, nothing you can say other than that, really. Anyway, so, you know, just keep an eye out. Keep an eye out. But one thing I do want you to take action on, peeps, is smash that fucking like button. Anyway, I appreciate you all for being here, peeps. I love these lives. These just breaking news. This has happened. I love the ability to just be able to go live, peeps. And I love the ability that you guys have to just find out. Get the news first. Some people are so dumb. Anyway, peeps. Thank you for being here today on another episode of Ye Olde Savage Cash. I appreciate you for being here. I appreciate you for liking if you have. I don't appreciate you if you haven't liked, so make sure you smash that like button. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys are eyeing up. What do you want to buy in cheap altcoin season? What do you want to buy? Because this could be another period before the moon landing. Okay, so the price has only gone up. 6.965. That's 6.960. This is just ridiculous. CoinMarketCap, get a grip. Anyway, peeps, thank you for joining once again. It's about the 10th time I've said thanks for watching. But this time I really am going. So, peeps, thank you for watching. I appreciate y'all. I love you all. Stay positive on the overall and long-term sentiment and long-term ambition of cryptocurrency. And I'll see you next time, peeps. It is lights out, all out. Da 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 do 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 do. That was an unconvincing. There we are. Abs.